Hello everybody, we are the Dicestormers and this is Team Bravo. We have Krister, Gabby, Tash and Murray, and I am your host, Dungeon Master Derek. Murray, if you could please give us your character and your pronouns.
I'm Murray, I'm a he, him, and my character is E01, a tiefling warlock.
Tash.
Hi, I'm Tash, a she, her, and my character is Syra Dawnbreak, and she is a human paladin.
Hi, I'm Gabby, she, her, and I play an artificer, Ohm Whistlefarer, and she's,
Ohm Whistlefarer.
Ohm Whistlefarer, yeah.
I'm Krister, she, her, and my character is Sophia of Antipolis. She's a human cleric.
Alright, so this is our intro video. Please like, subscribe and comment and put the notifications on so that you're aware of when we post new episodes. We'd like to give a shout out to Wizards of the Coast for providing us with this special early access to this game, and we'd also like to thank D&D Beyond for use of the tools that they've given us, and a last shout out to Sirenscape, who will be producing some of the wonderful sound effects that you will hear. So we will see you on the other side. Hello everybody, welcome to the first episode of Descent to Avernus. We are going to be playing the new adventure path from Wizards of the Coast, and we have our four, I'm including myself in that, our four player characters here. So perhaps Murray, you would like to start off with a little bit of a description of your character and a bit of his backstory?
Alright, my character is E01, son of Euphorion, who is a tiefling warlock, like his father before him. He is a blue-skinned, horned tiefling with glints of gold inside it, because his ancestor at some point was a celestial and a devil that fell in love, and none of the celestial traits have particularly shown up yet. But his father never discovered that celestial bond, so that's what he's finding out. So you don't know that, nor does my character, but that's where the backstory comes in. He has a tortoise shell, which is his arcane and focus, because that was the greatest battle his father was ever engaged in. So he's heard that story many, many times. So in order to live up to his father's ideas of what a tiefling warlock should be, he's stolen the arcane focus of his father and gone off and become a sailor to try and find adventure around the world. And he's ended up in Baldur's Gate.
Nice.
Nice segue, see what I did there?
Tash, very nice.
I don't know how I ended up in Baldur's Gate. My character is Syra Dawnbreak. She is a human paladin. She's noble-born. Her family have always worshipped Lathander, the deity of the Morning Lord. And due to the circumstances of her birth, she was considered blessed by the Lord. So she was born at the end of a solar eclipse, so she emerged at the same time as the sun re-emerged, and her hair was bright red and golden, and this was seen as a sign that she should be devoted to the priests. So she spent part of her upbringing in her noble aristocratic family, learning the ways of power and money, and part of her upbringing in the Temple of Lathander, learning how to best serve the Morning Lord.
Does she feel resentful that her path has kind of been chosen for her?
No, she feels very sure of herself.
Okay.
She thinks that she definitely does have a destiny, and she's probably quite frustrated to reach it. She feels that her parents are pulling her back, if anything, and she has a difficult relationship with her mother because of that. They fight a lot.
I wouldn't know anything about that.
No, none of us would.
Nothing relatable here.
She's seeking to join, I believe, the Lord of Aster, the paladins of Lathander, and so she's kind of now gone out to prove herself, and this is her time at Baldur's Gate is part of her kind of coming up in the world of this order.
Right. Cool. Gabby.
Yeah. So I play Ohm Whistlefarer, a gnome, a 30-year-old gnome, and she's got really curly orange hair. She's got like a bandana, like, you know, the pin-up girls, and then like little goggles with like lots of little lenses and stuff whenever she needs it. So she's a tinkerer and her family owns a Tinker Tot toy shop. I just wanted to make it so every time you say it, you're going to get tongue-tied. You're really welcome. And yeah, she comes from like a working class background. She has a lovely family and she just wants to help her family business and that's about it.
Wow, no dead parents. That's
No,
no dead
I
parents at
know.
all.
Well,
so-
hang on. I think backstory 101, man.
How to write a D&D
Yeah,
character.
Dark, tortured
need-
past. We
We need
can't have
more
it.
edgelords.
Yeah.
Where's the suffering?
Yes. What's this? I'm sure of myself. I had a happy childhood. No, I don't believe you. I believe that that's a lie.
Krister, how about you?
So my character is Sophia, a 17-year-old human woman who comes from a fairly small village, quite a poor place, but really communal spirit, really like soul of the earth type people. So the village is Antipolis, and it's the kind where everybody has a job to work with other people, and they work with nearby villages. And she really respected all of that, but she decided that she's better than that. She realized when she was young that she had some abilities with healing and some holy magics. And she's decided she's going to strike out into the world and make her own fortune and fame, because staying in the village is a dead end. There's nothing there for her. So she just decided to up and go one day and took a few things from the village stores, because she's got a destiny to follow, damn it, and has made her way to seek out her destiny.
Okay, and so you've all ended up working for the essentially the city guard of Baldur's Gate. So it's kind of like more a mercenary group than a city guard. They're contracted police force essentially.
Right.
And so yes, you're all sitting there waiting for your orders. So welcome to Baldur's Gate, a veritable nest of rats and vipers clinging to the rocky slopes overlooking the Chionthar River. From their high perches in the upper city, the local nobles, known as the Patriarchs, gaze down with veiled contempt on the common rabble in the grimy lower city, which hugs the foggy harbour. The whole of Baldur's Gate reeks of blood, crime, and opportunity. One can easily fathom why pirates and traders are drawn to this place like flies to a carcass. Following the river farther east would eventually lead you to Elturel, a capital of the Holy Land of Elturgard, or at least that was the case until a few days ago. The flood of refugees from Elturel has gotten worse since news first arrived that the city has fallen. Everyone is saying Baldur's Gate is next, but no one truly knows what has claimed Elturel. The Patriarchs play a mercenary army called the Flaming Fist to protect their interests in Baldur's Gate, and by extension the city itself. The Flaming Fist has gained even more power since their charismatic leader, Ulder Ravengard, claimed the title of Grand Duke a few years ago. Apparently, Ravengard is missing. In his absence, the Flaming Fist has sealed the city gates to staunch the flow of refugees. No one is allowed in or out. All of this was brought to your attention shortly after you were drafted by the Flaming Fist to help defend the city. Your orders are to speak to Captain Zodge at the Basilisk Gate, which pierces the city's eastern wall and takes its name from the various statues that rest in niches and perch atop its battlements. Unseen beyond the sealed gate, a dirt road stretches through the outer city slums to the bridge known as Worm's Crossing, then to distant realms beyond. Dozens of Flaming Fist soldiers are trying to control an angry mob of commoners eager to leave the city. Armed only with a vague description of Captain Zodge, a tall man with long black hair and a leather eye patch, it takes you a while to find him. A fight breaks out between soldiers and commoners, and you finally spot the one-eyed captain as he wades into the fray and begins throwing punches. Another day in the City of Blood. What would you like to do?
We're in the middle of the fray.
Yes, there's the gate up ahead,
Okay.
and there are definitely some punches being thrown. It looks a little, I don't know. It's not looking deadly at the moment. It's just cuts and scrapes and bruises. But
Are we together?
yes, you've been sort of sent from the barracks out together.
Okay, well, I'm going to wade into the fray.
Okay, excellent.
I'm the paladin.
Well, you're going to need my healing, so I'm going to go ahead and chase your tail there.
I'm going to probably pull my shield up and start kind of pushing my way towards, is it
Zodge.
Zodge? And, hope not to hurt anyone, but if someone punches me, I'll probably be...
Yes, all right. There's a couple of people who sort of ineffectively punch at your shield and sort of take a second look at you. You clearly have a mission and sort of get out of their way and decide to go and fight someone a little bit less imposing.
I'm going to look for the ringleader of the this rabble, see if there's anyone who seems to be giving orders, and make my way towards them.
Yeah, there's definitely a guy standing at the back who's giving, who's kind of shouting a little bit more in the way of encouragement rather than getting his hands dirty.
All right, I'm going to make my way towards them, and as I go, I'm going to cast True Strike as a cantrip.
Right.
Which means that when I attack them on my next turn, I get advantage.
Very good. I'm gonna start getting my crossbow ready.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna be very threatening. I'm 3 foot nothing. But I'm gonna start getting ready just in case, and I'll start following.
Yeah.
Are we in two teams of
Yeah, it looks
shield
like
bearer
you
in front?
follow
Right.
us,
Nice,
yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
All right. So Eupolis and Ohm and
Syra.
Kyra, Syra,
And Sophia.
and
Syra.
Sophia.
You're,
Sophia.
you're allowed to
Yeah.
spell
There we go.
Syra however you like, but I
Yeah.
think we have to pronounce it Syra.
All right, I'll take you guys first. So you reach the captain, and he turns and looks at you and sort of says, "You here from the barracks?"
Why were we sent again?
Just to receive orders from him.
Yes, sir. We're reporting on duty.
Waiting for orders.
They said there would be 4.
The others were. Where did they go?
They're trying to take care of the mess.
Well, very well. I will. You clearly appear to be the leader. I will give you your team's orders. I am deputizing you, and I need you to head to a. Captain Smudge. So the refugee crisis has stoked fears that Baldur's Gate might suffer the same fate as Elturel, of which nothing remains but a hole in the ground, apparently. Our Grand Duke, Alder Ravengard, was visiting Elturel on a diplomatic mission when the city was destroyed. Coincidence? The Knights of Elturgard call themselves the Hell Riders. I believe they are paladins like you.
Paladins.
Cool.
Paladins.
Oh,
I'm getting this wrong
paladins.
every time. Paladins, yes.
Yes, sir. I've heard of this group.
Well, a few of them escaped the destruction, and we think they're somehow to blame for Elturel's downfall.
To blame.
What a bunch of self-righteous rabble-rousers. We're arresting them on sight, and but that's left us short-handed to deal with another problem. For that, I need your help. So, Baldur's Gate has long been played of followers by the Dead Three, the gods Bane, Baal, and Merkel. I thought we had wiped them out, but apparently not. These purveyors of fear and death are taking advantage of the current crisis to commit murder sprees throughout Baldur's Gate. As my appointed deputies in this matter, you'll have license to kill these wretches on sight. Find their lair, wipe it out. Eliminate anyone who gets in your way, and don't worry about collateral damage. It's kind of a theme in Baldur's Gate. It's like, get the job done and don't care who gets hurt or killed or maimed in the process. If you do what I say, I'll see that you each receive 200 gold pieces in addition to my gratitude, which is worth considerably more. A few blocks from the Basilisk Gate is Elf Song Tavern, and a spy named Tarina hangs out there, gathering rumours for our guild. She owes me a favour, so tell her you work for me. Ask her what she knows about the Dead Three and where they're holed up. And for the love of Baldurin, be nice. Tarina has dangerous friends.
Okay, but what if? just say for, I mean, this is a city, it thrives on the labor of the people, and surely, getting the job done is important, but we don't want to disrupts this flow of the city. Maybe if we limit casualties, you might give us a bit more gold.
Look around you. We have no time for pleasantries.
Okay, what I'm hearing is we'll come back, we'll do a really good job, and you'll give us more gold.
He turns around, punches a guy, and says, maybe.
Alright, I'll take this a yes.
Yes, sir. We'll depart immediately.
All right, what would you guys like to do? So you've cast True Strike?
Is lethal force being used on this crowd? Or
No, not yet.
Can I, using Eldritch Blast, which is, the Warlock's thing really, which has a range of 120 feet, so I can be very impressive from a long distance, can I choose not to make it lethal? Can I just basically make a blast and wipe this guy off his feet and take command of the
I
situation?
think so. Yeah. So you would hurt him certainly,
Right.
but
So in the previous, according to the spell description of True Strike, you extend your hand and point a finger at the target in range, which is 120 feet. So I'm assuming I can, point across the crowd.
Yep.
So I've done that, and then essentially crackling out of my fingers comes Eldritch Blast, which is basically going to blast him. And as I do that, with the anticipation that I knock him prone, I'm just going to yell, "Enough!" to the entire crowd and try and, really impress my boss.
very nice. Okay,
Right, so I have advantage on my ranged attack.
because of the true strike.
Because of True Strike, here we are.
I just assume it's because that huge dice you're rolling.
Well, it flashes. If you see a flashing red light, it means I've rolled a 20. We'll see how we go. Oh, no. I rolled a 9 and a 7, so 9 plus my attack bonus is 6, I think, because of my Eldritch Blast. 15.
Wow. Yes, that's certainly enough to hit a commoner.
Hooray!
So he gets blasted off his feet and flies through the air, and it certainly puts a pause to the crowd. Everybody, Flaming Fist and commoner alike, sort of
Lovely.
pause what they're doing and they hear you shout enough.
Right, and then while in that silence before everyone else starts talking about "Go about your business or suffer my wrath," as I say with a blue, gold glinting tiefling kind of.
And I'm behind you with my little bow. I'm like, yeah, what he said.
Yeah, it's like the gnome speaks truth.
It's all the gnome.
Let us be on our way.
They ignore the tiefling. Yeah, what you.
So yes, your visage and your display of spell prowess, sort of the crowd definitely starts to dissipate.
Lovely.
But people don't walk away peacefully. They walk away eyeing the gate and wondering when it's going to open.
All right, okay. Cool. So I, threw an intimidation check in there as well.
Yep.
And so I'll make my way, to Eye Patch, Zog.
Yes.
And address my colleagues and, give that whole kind of like
Zodge.
job done. Zodge. With
Zodge.
a D in there.
Yes. So
So, just sort of the nod. So,
Zodge looks at you and he says, "You have your orders."
We have our orders.
right.
Oh, where did you guys come from?
It's about time you all showed up. That was really embarrassing.
Yes, my team. My team.
Where did they go?
We're awaiting orders, yes.
So we will head in the direction of. What was the first location? We're seeking out the dead three.
We are seeking out the Elf Song Tavern and
Yes, is that our first
Tarina,
stop?
yes,
The
I
Elf
think
Song
so.
Tavern and Tarina and Elf Song Tavern.
And then we've got to find out about the dead three.
How far away is this travelling?
It's not too far. It's a couple of blocks away.
Okay.
And Zod says, you'll need one of these each, and he hands you all a medallion, basically deputizing you
Flaming
as
Fist medallion.
as part of the Flaming Fist.
So excited.
I affix it to my pants.
I place it on my chest.
Yes, always good to have.
I'm like so proud now.
You stand a little bit, an inch taller.
Only a little bit.
So we can do like
That's a lot for a nose. A whole inch.
It's like 10%
I'm really
more.
intimidating now.
so we can do like whatever we want with these, right?
Well, sure, yes. I mean, certainly from rumours of what the Flaming Fist are like, they do tend to do whatever the hell they like. And with their leader now in missing, he was on a diplomatic mission to this Elturel town. The Flaming Fist seem to have gotten even more violent and more unchecked.
What does do we know what Baldur Ravengard looks like? The Grand Duke of the Flaming Fist.
I don't actually know what he looks like.
Okay.
He's a Grand Duke, so he's a noble, and he's certainly come up through the ranks of the army and made his way to a political seat on the ruling council of 4.
So would this Flaming Fist medallion that we've got, could we, do you think, bluff our way and say we've had orders from him?
From Alder?
That we've seen him and no one else has because we're kind of special.
It's all underground.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
We can try whatever we want.
Yeah.
I'm not
Well,
sure
we've got
I'll
the
be
medallion. We're
supporting
clearly
this.
on the up and up. We're clearly legit.
Yeah. So we're making our way to the tavern.
That's right.
Do we know who we're looking for?
Yes,
A
Tarina.
spy.
Do we know what she looks like? Because we can't really go in and be like, hey guys, are you Tarina? Are you Tarina? Like,
She sounds like a pretty infamous
I think-
character.
Can all the spies please put their hands up?
oh, wow, what is it? When everyone's like, shut your eyes and you have to like
It's
close.
down
Yeah,
by the
that's
bar.
Right.
What's the Lonely Island song? The Lonely Island. Everyone who's talked smack about me, put their hands up. Right, great. There he is.
Yes, so you don't have a description of Zarina.
Okay.
You'll need to.
Is it
you'll need to-
Zarina?
Tarina.
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 Tarina at Elfstone Tavern. So we're making our way to Elfstone Tavern. We're walking through the streets.
Okay.
Probably don't have our weapons out.
No.
Just
Using our natural intimidating, except for, of course.
I'm the
Although
most
you're-
she's-
you're
I'm,
inch
I'm
taller
a
now.
little inch taller.
She's,
Yeah.
she's very full of herself. The entire crowd separated because of what she said.
It definitely wasn't the tiefling behind me.
so the Elfsong Tavern is marked upon the map. It's
Okay.
1.1. Is it there?
Yeah.
You can see it there. Yeah. So you've travelled from the Basilisk Gate to the Elfsong Tavern. Only takes you about 10 minutes worth of walking.
Do we draw a lot of attention of people watching us whilst we go past it? Do people kind of look to say, oh, they have authority, or is it just
I mean,
kind of like we're going?
I'll figure that out for you. I cast a cantrip of light on my badge to
Okay.
make it glow.
Oh, nice.
Blue.
Nice and blue.
Yeah.
Yes. All
Like
right.
a
So
good deep blue.
a paladin wearing
Yes.
chainmail.
Chainmail.
The tiefling, blue and gold flecked tiefling.
Yes.
The gnome tinkerer with a various and the human cleric of.
With a
You don't know yet, do you? You don't know where your magic springs from.
No. It's just it's a thing I've always done. It's just part of what makes me special. It just appeared someday, and I'm just really good at it.
All right,
come
good.
from within her because she's
That's-
extra special.
A
Yeah.
mystery to be solved later on.
Yeah.
That's excellent. So yes, you do cut quite the strange group as you walk through the streets, and people do notice. And in particular, they're noticing the blue light emanating from your badge.
Way to draw attention.
All right, so you walk into the tavern, and I will use the friendly tavern drinking time.
I feel like we need an announcement announcing the arrival of.
There should
Probably
be.
we're meeting a spy. I think we should
know,
probably
there
be
should
a
be-
little less.
There should be in the friendly tavern. There should be the party enter sudden silence.
Right.
Sound
Yeah.
effects.
Ah.
Like, la 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 party enter.
Floorboard squeak, record scratch. Yeah.
With tumbleweed
Yes.
blows past. Yes.
All right, so you do enter the tavern. There is definitely quite a throng of people in there. I have a map of the tavern here as well. You walk into E01, which is the large area of the tavern.
Right.
Give you
This now sounds like an IKEA store.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's definitely like a bathroom. This looks like a
I was looking
E1.
for the bathroom, like I'm going around in circles.
We have to go all the way around.
I connect E1 to E3 without a spanner, and it falls apart. I'm going to do a head count and cut down at least, hopefully, obviously half the number of people in the bar.
Let me just give you the lay of the land as you walk in. So, flanking the entrances are two bouncers, a suit of animated armor, and a gruff female half ogre. And they sort of eye you as you walk in and give particular note to yourself. And yes,
I nod at them and say, "He's with me."
the
I hold
ogre
up my
goes
blue
back.
badge and I go, they're with me.
The ogre sort of goes back to filing her tooth, and
I wink and say, "They're with me."
I'm just coming along for the
And you're like, "I'm with no one."
I'm with them.
They invited me.
so there's a lot of patrons, commoners, thugs, pirates. Everybody seems to be armed. There's no sort of restrictions on arms inside the city. So yes, everybody's tooled up, and
Are there any free tables?
yes,
Okay.
Yes, there's a fireplace on the eastern wall, and there's actually 4 padded chairs over there.
I was just about to
perfect.
say, is it in front of the fireplace? It's like, because it looks good with my hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go and
I
glint
like it
them.
when my armor glints.
Well, my skin glints.
Oh, yeah.
you know,
Oh, we can do
I'm
that
gonna
together.
Yeah, we
We'll
can
look
glint
good.
together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whilst they're doing that, I'm
We're,
just like
we're
sitting
shining in
there
the
looking
corner.
at-
Yeah.
Whilst you guys are doing that, I'm just
But-
like looking at all my like tinker tools, and I'm just like, whatever, guys.
Okay, so you're sitting
Yeah.
there pulling out and maybe just
Sorting
And
myself
putting stuff
out.
I'm
Yeah.
surreptitiously looking for people who might be our contact of Tarina.
Yeah.
there's a number of females, probably about an equal amount of females to males. So you're not entirely sure.
Which of them looks shifty?
Do we know?
Make me an insight or a
Investigation is what it is. Is it more of an
I
insight
was-
than investigation?
yeah. If you're looking for somebody's intent, maybe insight. I think is.
I was just looking. Perception was what I was going for.
Perception,
Like,
alright.
just looking
Do
rather
we know
than.
what race she was?
No.
Not to stereotype, but it'll be a lot easier if we knew what race she was.
No, I see nothing. My own glinty skin. I rolled a 2.
Even
Two?
My own
We rolled
glinty
a
skin.
Yeah,
to be
nice.
clear.
I get blinded by my own glinty sin in the file. I'm like,
Yes,
oh.
we're just too busy posing.
Yeah.
It's like, but do I look good? That's the real question.
Can you see anything? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. But are people seeing me is really what I'm wondering.
I can't look to the right because that's not my good side. Is there something over there? I'm not sure there might be.
All right, so you have sort of failed
Completely.
in that. Would you?
I would like to go to the bar.
Okay.
Would anyone like a drink?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Ales all round, that's what
yes,
I'm hearing.
sounds good, yes.
I'm going to approach the bar and approach the bartender.
The bartender says, welcome. Alan's my name. He's a tall, very good-looking half-elf, but you kind of get the sense that, for a human he would be very old, but for a half-elf he's probably middle-aged. So he's aging very
Too
well.
old for me.
Probably too old for you. Oh, look, age is just a number. How can I help you?
I was looking for some ales for my crew. 4? What have you got on tap?
Oh, sure. Sure. This is your first time in the elf song?
Yes, it is my first time in the elf song. What usually happens about here? It's an interesting...
Well, the tavern gets its name from a beautiful elven song that occasionally plays in the tavern. I don't know, it was here when I bought it, and if you do hear a beautiful elven singing song, then that would be why.
It's a singing tavern?
It's a singing tavern.
That's beautiful. I've never heard of such a thing.
I'm very proud to own it.
I can see that.
There's your ales.
Thank you. I'll take the ales back to the table. Did you know this tavern sings?
What do you mean it sings?
Apparently, if you hear the beautiful lilting tones of an elvish singer, it's because the tavern itself sings.
So it's haunted.
Well, that's... maybe
a
it's
friendly
blessed.
I mean, I've heard of haunting songs, but that's ridiculous.
Anyway,
Do we anything? Do we hear anything?
Yeah, I'm curious as to if there's anybody who's like moving shifty now they've noticed us or anything. Sort of.
That's a good question. Give me a perception or an insight, whichever one is perhaps better.
Yeah. So perception, natural 20.
Oh, you
We're not going to have
immediately,
that thing on the sides, are we? I've had 3 rolls and they've all been under 10.
you immediately lock eyes with a human woman over the other side of the room who is playing a game of what's the game called? It's a dice game, and Baldur's Bones it's called, and she has taken a sort of a keen interest in you, but as soon as you lock eyes with her, she sort of pretends and goes back, but you feel like you've sort of made her checking you out.
Yeah. All right. I mean, we should go talk to that person over there who looks super shifty. Like,
Or should be really friendly?
I
mean, either way, it's
think
loving you.
I think it probably wouldn't be appropriate for all of us to approach her at once, though.
Oh my god, I'm really intimidating, guys.
I'm gonna caress the mantelpiece
Oh.
and say, "Sing for me." Oh, that's right. I'm flirting with a building.
Go on then, persuasion.
You want persuasion on the mantelpiece?
On the mantelpiece.
Persuasion on the
I
mantelpiece.
mean, I'm not the
Charisma.
I'm going for it.
Hey, yeah.
We support
You want me to
everyone.
persuade the mantelpiece to
Please
sing a
do,
song for us?
please do.
Okay, here we go. That would be a 16 in
A
total.
16. You feel something in your blood kind of stir,
Oh, nice.
and this elven voice starts to sing throughout the tavern, and you do hear everybody kind of stop. So they all, the conversations die down, the music stops, and the beautiful sound of female elf singing goes throughout the tavern. And people are nodding along, and some of them are singing along. Does anybody speak Elvish?
I do.
You do? Mm-hmm. It is a song about spring and
Oh, that's
the
beautiful.
meadows and the butterflies and the changing of the seasons, and how all of these things bring life to the world.
I think that Syra would probably stop and like listen to this song and probably kind of use it to connect with her sense of divinity.
Yep.
Probably. There'd probably be some praying happening right now.
Oh, good. All right.
I
So
think
you take a moment.
Can my gold flecks in my skin glow a little bit brighter?
A little bit brighter. Yes. Yes. Definitely. And the song ends, and people pick up their conversations again
I thank the building and the elvish singer.
and kiss it.
Yes, gently. Tenderly.
Kiss the mantelpiece.
Who do you keep looking at?
Shifty woman over there pretending to play dice game. Yeah.
What do you mean? How can you tell she's pretending?
Well, she gave me the eyes, and it was like, oh, I totally
the
wasn't
eyes.
looking at you. Oh no, look
Was
at me
it-
with this whatever I'm doing.
Was it the eyebrows?
Oh, it's the
Yeah.
eyebrows.
Yeah.
Oof, we all know what that means.
Yeah.
Do we though?
That's a good question. So that must be. Do you think that must be Tarina then?
Well, I mean, she probably spotted our badges. She probably knows.
So who would be the best? I mean, you've got a brightly glowing badge. I mean, I'm me. And you're you. So maybe.
What about if we buy her a drink? We ask the bartender to buy her a drink on our behalf, so then she knows that we're interested in talking to her.
That's an excellent idea.
That might be a better way. All right, so I guess I'm doing that. I'll go up to the bartender.
Always good to get the spy to come to us.
His name's
Yeah.
Alan.
Oh, like a key, like the Allen key.
You put together IKEA furniture with.
An IKEA bar.
The tinkerer, right?
Make your own bar.
Asking
So-
directions to the bathroom. So
So I try. It takes me about 10 minutes to try and get up to the bar stool so he can actually see me. I just get really comfortable. I'm like, Alan, is that you?
Oh yes. Do you know me? You're not a familiar face.
Oh, well, I've been living here for a while now, but my friend here said that you're a very good bartender.
The best in Baldur's Gate, no doubt.
So I've heard. And I heard the song before.
Aye, it's a curious little affectation of the bar, but we do like it.
Oh, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. Do you mind? Can I give you some money to that lady over there? Like, kind of try not to look really obvious, but I'm like, that lady.
Oh yes.
Do you know what she likes to drink?
Oh yes, she'd be having a sherry.
Okay. And how much is the sherry?
2 copper.
Oh, that's fine. I'm gonna give you 2 copper, and can you please give her a sherry and invite her to come back to our table?
I will be sure to do that.
Thank you very much.
And yes, he gives it and pours the sherry and gives it to one of his, what probably looks like his son, to go and deliver it. And just as you do that, you see her win the round of Baldur's Bones.
I thought you said she was pretending to play.
Yeah, she's pretending really well.
No, she's definitely, and from the reaction of the other people, they sort of go, again, sort of.
So yeah. Thank you very much, and I'm sure I'll be back soon. It was lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet you. Just be careful with around her.
Oh, you know her?
Oh yes, she's a regular.
What's her name? Because it'll be really embarrassing if she comes over and we don't know what her name is.
That would be Tarina.
Oh, okay. So she's got a bit of a reputation here then.
Well, yes, and she definitely keeps some interesting company.
Oh, I see. Do you know what any topics we're not supposed to talk about?
Roll me a persuasion.
Is this our charismatic one?
No. I don't have any.
No, I'm the
I'd like to say yes, but no.
charismatic one.
So am I.
It's a natural
A
one.
natural one.
Oh,
Oh, it
dear.
was going so well.
He's confused and thinks you want to sleep with him
So
now.
this is definitely what we're going to be talking about, guys.
It's not really my place to see.
Oh, okay. No, I understand. Thank you for the heads up, though. I really appreciate it. Once again, it was lovely meeting you.
A lovely meeting you, man.
Yes, okay. And I come back to you guys and I say, it's her. She's going to come to our table. It's Tarina. I tried to ask what she could talk about, but I don't know. So act cool.
Ah, cool.
So you see the sherry delivered, and
We can do that.
Tarina nods at you and drinks the drink in one go, and then stands up and says, "Well, boys, time for me to be given a note. Oh, at least give us a chance to win our money back, Tarina. Come on." She goes, "No," and sort of gathers up her winnings and heads off to a private dining room, one of the dining rooms off the
E3,
edge
I
of
think.
the...
I think that was the one I was
E3?
trying. I was trying to connect it to E1 before.
Right, yes. So one of the, yes, the E3, the behind the fireplace.
Mm-hmm. So she has to come past us.
She walks past you, yes. And
In-
doesn't make eye contact,
Oh.
just walks straight past you like you don't exist.
I think that's the signal, guys. I think we're supposed to go follow her.
So the lack of signal was a signal?
Yes.
Trixie.
Trixie.
I can see why she's such an experienced spy. I'm going to finish off my drink and stand up as though I'm about to go to the toilet or something, and make my way towards
That's
the
a
direction
great
she
point.
went.
There is no toilet there is no
Oh, that's why I couldn't find it
Is
before.
that
Well, the whole back wall, man. You've got to go outside and around.
Alley
That's,
outside.
probably
Outhouse.
what everybody does. Yes, that's kind of... Alright,
So I'm going to head in that direction
so you head in that direction?
Chamber
Casually.
pots. That's what it's all about.
Chamber pots?
Chamber
Yeah.
pots.
as casually as possible.
So you head into the room, and Tarina is in there, sort of leaning back in a chair with her feet up on the table and rolling a coin
Over and up.
over her knuckles.
Mm-hmm.
One of the coins that she's just won.
How do you do that?
Did we all move?
Years of practice, love.
Yeah.
Years.
I'm slightly behind. I'm making sure that no one's following us.
Sure. Good point. Yeah, just make a quick perception check.
Oh,
19.
Let's
Yeah, so you're definitely sure that there's no one trailing her or especially interested in.
Yep.
Yeah, nice one.
I follow.
I've moved into the room and I've taken a seat farthest away from her as possible.
Okay.
And I'm just cradling my drink.
Fair enough.
And just sitting nearby, scuffing up.
I give an imperceptible non-nod to my team to say no one's following her.
Oh,
Okay.
the
Oh.
no
The
signal
no-
signal.
no signal
Oh,
signal.
we're learning fast.
We're pros, guys.
Next it'll be.
I'm going to walk up to Tarina and put out my hands.
Alright.
Tarina, I'm Syra Dawnbreak. We've been sent by Captain Zodge. Is that... Yes. That's the correct name?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the captain. Alright, and what would he be wanting?
Well, we're looking for the Dead Three, and he says that you are a very experienced informant who knows quite a bit about what might be going on.
I've been known to peddle in some information now and then. A few. I see that you're wearing the badges of the Flaming Fist, so yes, if Zodge has sent you, I'll certainly help you out. Just there is one small problem.
There's a problem.
Yes.
We can help, I'm sure.
We solve problems.
I'm really intimidating.
The bright red curly hair.
She says, well, I've just recently learned that some associates of mine from a past occupation have discovered my location and whereabouts. And believe they're coming here, and if you could diffuse that situation before it becomes a problem, I would very much be willing to part with the information you require.
I certainly think we can help, but we might require some more understanding of this situation.
Seafarer folk.
Seafarer folk, you say?
Ah! I might know them. I step in front. Right! Yes.
Time for me
This
to
is
speak.
I think this is my time to shine. They're with me.
She said.
I'm him.
She says, I used to be on I used to serve on a ship called the Uncivil Serpent, and I'm afraid that we didn't part on the best of terms. And it looks like they've discovered my location and are coming here.
Tonight.
Apparently.
And how many of them are there?
I mean, takes a good 30-odd people to man a ship that size.
29 of them are coming here.
Well, I don't think that all of them would come at the same time, but
And what was the captain's name?
the captain when I was there, or the captain now, because they're different people.
Oh, and which one did you upset again?
So, I did serve Morosco Sespring
Oh.
faithfully for many months, and then we had a disagreement over the divvying of the spoils, and
Never happens. Unusual circumstances.
yes, it was very unfortunate.
It does sound unfortunate. Uncivil even.
So, would the people in charge of the boat now consider that was a mutiny?
That's one way to describe it. I'd prefer a transition of power as an alternate description.
Right you are. Right you are.
But if you could perhaps help me see them on their way, I would be willing to part with the information that you require.
Are they partial to coin or drinks?
Every person on the ocean who I've ever met is partial to coin or drinks.
Oh, it's good to know. It's good to know, guys. Yeah.
Okay. Well, sounds
Which
like
is-
we're getting some rooms in this tavern.
There's no bathrooms though.
There's no bathroom.
We can't get the room with an ensuite.
Very uncivil.
Very.
What would you like to do? So she's saying that she's quite happy to go out and continue gambling. If you would like to position yourselves back at the where you were and just watch for danger.
Is there inside the bar? Is there an upstairs where there's an overhang where I can kind of look down
Yeah.
on where the tables
Oh,
are?
that's a
Mm.
great point.
If
yes.
not, that's okay.
And as a matter of fact, I'd be willing to also say that there's not only that overhang, but you also have a good look at the front door.
Great. I'm half distractedly, and like this sounds good. I think I'm going to go upstairs and just keep an eye out from there. That's where I'm most useful. So see you in a bit. And just kind of taking my drink with me. Still haven't drunk at all. A little bit nervous about it, and just walk up the stairs to plug myself down at the banister.
I think I'm going to be a bit of a bodyguard and stay with Tarina.
Okay. Are you going to sort of position yourself over her shoulder, or?
I think I'm going to position myself at the probably door to the room that she's occupying. Make sure I look
yes,
at all of the possible ways in.
Yep. Good. Back to the wall, kind of.
Yeah.
Yes, always go back to the wall.
Is there only one entry into the tavern?
There's a main one. You presume there's sort of exits from the back and the
Alright,
sides.
so we don't know exactly where
So
they're
her,
coming from.
where's she gambling?
She's gambling.
In E3?
No,
She's
that's
going
where
to go
you're
back
meeting
out.
at the moment.
Yeah, she's going to go back out and gamble We were at the fireplace.
Yeah, one of those round tables, this one over here.
That one over there.
Okay, so I'll probably stand on like a wall near that table, so
I'm going to go and
that if
stand.
it's anyone she's playing with decides to pull anything.
Yeah.
I'm going to stand on this corner here, so with a view of both the doorway and the table where Syra and she are.
Very good.
And I'm going to take a short rest, so that because I'm in a tavern, there's no better place to take a nice short rest.
Fair enough. Okay, if the rest doesn't last an hour, you won't get the benefits of it.
I should better start resting then.
Right.
At the 59
You're gonna
minute,
be- you're
57
napping
seconds
while-
now.
Yes.
I'm resting. No, can't do anything yet.
Please don't talk to me.
If you could just not stab that person.
Yeah.
Just for one more second.
Before I leave Torina, is there any distinguishing marks that we should be looking out for? Do you,
Yeah,
or
who are we looking for?
Who, who are we looking for?
I should have really stuck around for those details before going off.
No, I don't know exactly who comprises the Flaming Fist. It's likely to be it's likely to be where's his name?
Or
I didn't write his name down.
Or a sigil? Do they have a certain sigil that we can be looking out for?
The main thing you need to be looking out for is bad breath, bad smell, and
They're pirates.
So these are not just traits; these are actual names.
Actual individuals.
Oh look, it's
The
Peg and
entire crew
Peg.
is, the entire crew is bad something.
Well, let's just hope they come soon so we can get this over and done with.
Let's hope they
Maybe
come in
would you
61
like to-
minutes time.
Yeah, we do a breath test. Everything like you ready? No, you're fine.
They
Keep
come in
going.
matching jumpers that spell out scurvy dogs.
Yeah,
so
uncivil
on your
serpent.
way on your way up the stairs, you hear some people. You overhear a conversation of people coming down, and one of them says, "The Flaming Fist is already decapitated. The captains have already started bickering over who should be in charge now that all the Raven Guard is gone."
Sorry, don't mean to disrupt your conversation here, but Oldar is gone?
Well, I mean, he was
I
at Elsa.
deactivate my badge.
And you hide it. Hide it somewhere.
Just put it in
In
my
a pocket. Yeah.
He says, he was at the Elturel when the city was taken off the map.
Actually, okay, so just to go back a step, do you know much about Eltrol and what happened?
Only what I've been hearing. I'm stationed on a ship down in the river, and about 2 hours before the flood of refugees started coming in, a huge swath of dead fish floated past.
Oh.
It's like Elturel was scooped out, destroyed, and anything living there flowed down the river to us.
It's nasty.
So is the water safe to drink?
That's why we're drinking ale.
One step ahead.
I wouldn't be eating those fish. Fire.
Oh, that's good to know. No fish on the menu, guys.
We're not there though, right? It's
No.
just you.
It's
Okay.
It's just Sophia.
So then, so you are under the impression that he has died at the city, and the city is just completely lost and gone. But this is all rumor. This is all stuff that you've heard. Nothing.
I will admit that it's just a rumor. But if he wanted to come back, he would have done so by now.
Right. So in all these rumors, has anybody said what they think happened to the city? Like, because I mean, this is some pretty mystical stuff. Is it?
The other guy who he was talking to jumps in and says, "Well, have you heard about the companion?"
No.
So, a score of year ago, a vampire came and took up residence in Elturel, and there was some pleading with the gods to save the city, and they blessed the city with a companion, which was a second sun that sat in the sky day and night above Elturel. This, of course, chased away the vampire and has also prevented any undead from coming into the city.
I'm gonna go ahead and assume that light has gone out at some point recently. Is that?
I have
Fair
not
to
seen
say.
it, but that's what I've heard the refugees say.
Okay. Okay. Do you know if there's any refugees here in this establishment that I could talk to about this?
They're all locked down.
They're all locked down. Sorry. Yes. All right. Well, thank you very much. I'm gonna take my post and just have a gander at things.
Your post?
I have a clink ales with a secret business you wouldn't understand. I flash my badge and I just.
Oh. I think he was with the guns. So,
Standing near
You're
the
standing?
table where she's playing
Yep.
dice,
You're
watching
looking?
the
I'm
entrance and her companions for behavior.
all right.
I'm going back to Mr. Allen Key.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So I'm gonna set myself up nicely and start being like,
Ah, because you're a tinkerer. That's why
Yeah.
she's so attracted to Alan Key.
yeah. Yeah.
I could use you.
He
I
has
really
a last
could. I could
name.
use you on so many things.
What's his
Yeah, his last
name?
name's Key.
There's now.
Where's his name? Alan Alith. Alan Alith.
Which is actually Elvish for king.
You're fluent, right?
No.
No.
So yes, you head up to Alan.
Yeah, I said, thank you for pointing her out. We're actually looking for her.
Excellent.
Yeah,
I'm very glad.
you helped. So, you know how you helped us with our last problem?
Oh yes.
Do you know anything about the uncivil serpent? Do they come here regularly?
Oh, is that like a gang or a?
I believe they're sailors. Apparently they've got really bad breath. They don't like to talk about it, but they've got really bad breath.
We have a lot of sailors in here. I've never heard of the uncivil serpent. Serpent. Is that what you said?
Oh, I believe they might be having a gathering here tonight.
Ooh.
So maybe what we can do is, if I was to shout all these lovely sailors a drink each, how much would that cost me? Say maybe between 20 to 29.
Perhaps.
Are you bankrupting yourself?
Yes, I am.
Certainly. It'll depend on how many there are, but.
So you don't know who the captain? Oh, does everyone's not? My friends aren't here. Just wait 1 second. 1 second. I'll be right back.
Oh, yes,
I try.
All right, little person.
Do you remember who the captain of the Uncivil Serpent was?
Oh no idea. Sorry.
Okay. No problem. Don't worry. You're doing a really good job. And then keep running. Do you remember who the captain of the Uncivil Serpent is?
No, I don't.
I'm leaning on the door in the classic. I'm not here to do anything.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
what
I'm
arms
like,
arms
we're all
folded
like,
with like
I'm trying to be
one knee up
non-distracted.
against the wall. No, nothing going on here.
Oh, sorry. You're resting. I won't interrupt you.
Well, it was Bostus, but that's not the new captain, and we didn't find
Did
out.
it look like there were any other sailors in the room that, like, distinguishably?
Oh, yeah. I'd certainly say that there would be a couple of guys who, would be tanned and.
We've already swapped the non-signal signal with all the other sailors.
Oh.
Well, I have. Because that's what
Did they pick up on it?
That's what sailors do. Well, it's what we do.
Yeah,
Have to
yeah.
see.
Fair enough. Alright, so I just go back and I go, I can't remember who the captain was, I'm so sorry.
Oh, well, if you do remember, please come back and I'll let you know if I've heard of it.
Alright, thank you for your time again.
So he's no problem. He's just about to say no problem when the Elvish song starts again. And you look at his face and he starts to smile, but then the smile immediately fades away from his face when you hear that the song is different from the last time. You can understand what the song is? Oh, sing a song of Eltruel, of water, woods and hill. The sun dawns on her ruddy cliffs, her fields green and still. This land of long abiding joy, home of the strong and brave, renowned by all across the realms and never once a slave. Oh, sing a song of Eltruel when foes are at her door. Her fields are torn by cloven feet from some infernal shore. Arise, the mighty hell riders, take up your swift keen swords, then charge into the hellish fray and scatter devil hordes. Oh, sing a song of Eltruel, and when the night does fall, sleep safe beneath companions' light until the dawn does call. We're bound by mortal covenant that only ends with death, so we'll sing a song of Eltruel until our final breath.
Very nice.
Well done, Derek.
Yes, DM moment.
And coming from a
Yeah.
opera singer,
Respect all round, sir.
and the conversations start to come. I've never heard her sing that song before. Alan is just ashen-faced. He is.
That was different from the last one.
I've never heard her sing that song before.
Has it never? It hasn't changed before.
It's always the same song, every single time.
Oh, that was a bit morbid, wasn't it?
He starts jotting down some notes on a pad behind the bar. Did she mention Companion's Light?
I can't remember.
I'm gonna run up at this point. Did you hear that?
I did.
The Companion's Light,
You
the
speak
fiends?
Elvish?
Yes.
Right.
The fiends and the Hell Riders. It sounds like there's something happening in Elturel still.
I've only heard of the Hell Riders from Elturel. They're a group of
Paladins.
Hey.
Or Paladins.
Oh, Paladins. Paladins.
One of the same.
I thought I spoke Elvish, but maybe not.
So, excuse me, I'm a little bit shaken.
As am I. So what I got from that was that there were fiends that have cloven hoofs and some kind of fiends and something to do with the Companion's Light and the Dawn.
This doesn't make any sense at all. The Elturel has been a blinding center of good energy for decades now.
And now?
Well, it clearly something has happened, and clearly my establishment has picked up on it. I fear for the lives of everybody there.
As do I. Well, we need to get there quickly, it seems. Ugh, if only we didn't have to deal with these damn pirates.
So at that point, the door slams open, and a group of clearly pirates walk into the room.
I love it. Just a
sure.
quick. Has an hour gone past?
Yes.
An hour later. Yes.
I would say an hour has gone past.
And were my ears burning when people were talking about cloven-hoofed, devils? And I'm like looking at my cloven feet and my horned head.
There is a little bit of.
What? What's everyone saying?
There. Yes. So you don't speak Elvish?
I don't speak Elvish.
Right.
But I was, the second song was slightly unsettling, but I didn't know what it was about.
Right.
But I thanked the building. Thank you. Because, it's like, hey, she sings more than one. Thanks.
Do you take requests? Could you do it again?
Okay, so...
Pirates burst in.
Pirates burst in. There's definitely a shift in the atmosphere.
Cool.
as the pirates walk in, and 8 motley humans saunter into the tavern. The leader is a brawny man with a cloudy right eye, a cruel sneer, and a pirate swagger. They even say pirate in the description of him.
Right.
The others are an unsavory, rowdy bunch who act as if they own the place. "We're looking for an old friend of ours," says the dead-eyed man. He sniffs in the air. "Goes by the name of Tarina, or so I'm told. Loves to cheat at Baldur's Bones." And you hear someone go, "Hey!"
Matt?
Yes.
I yell down from where I'm at. I really don't think she's here. I heard she was over in that bar 2 blocks over.
Really?
What was the other bar? There's another bar, isn't there? We're on the map. There's
On
another,
the map?
There's a second bar that we could have talked
The
about.
low lantern?
She's in the low lantern. Actually, you're causing quite a storm there. You'll find her there. Take care of it.
We have it on good authority that she's here. Perhaps free ale to anybody who would be willing to let us know her location? He walks up to the bar.
When they've all passed me,
Yep.
I'm going to call out, "Crew of the Uncivil Serpent." And when they turn,
Yep.
I'm going to cast Sleep.
Oh, that's so nice.
All right. Roll me initiative.
Natural 1.
Nice.
Oh!
16.
16.
9.
17.
2 ones in a row. You're gonna have such good rolls from now on.
I hope
That's how it
so.
works.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Everyone knows.
Sorry, he got 9?
Bacon.
16.
16?
Mm-hmm.
I was a 9.
You're a 9.
17.
17 for me.
I'm a
A
1.
1.
And cool. Done. So you go first.
Okay, I cast Sleep on them as they turn.
Very good.
So 5d8 of hit points,
Right.
starting with the lowest. Luckily, I have 5d8. Had to pull them all out. Oh, that wasn't good. Bang on average. 9, 12.
20.
Oh, you're much faster at counting than me. Yes, 20. 20 hit points, starting with the lowest.
All right.
1.
Yeah.
20.
2 of them fall to the floor
Great.
Of the 8 it was?
of the 8.
Okay.
All right.
I hope you don't
So,
find that suspicious.
Krister, your character is next.
I guess they're out of sight for me at this point.
No, you can definitely see them.
Okay,
Yep.
so 2 of them have fallen asleep through some magics. I think I kind of get the cue, and I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna go ahead and pull out my bow and let's have at it.
Excellent.
Yeah. With a view not to kill.
All right.
Yeah. I think we were going to intimidate. That's fine with me.
Sure.
Cool. So I knock an arrow and I let it loose, probably at a foot, and I got a 19 plus, probably
Yeah. All right. Very much a hit.
Yep.
You're like pinning him to the floor, literally.
Yeah, that was a bit above and beyond.
Roll me some damage.
1d6 plus 1 is 5.
Is it a short bow?
It's a short bow.
A short bow. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, all my gear is terrible. I'm working on it.
Starter pack.
Need that 200 GP.
Well, level 1.
So that kind of spins him like a top, and he turns around looking where that came from, and draws his sword. And then it's their go. So 2 of them are going to advance on you, Murray, and one of them rolls an 18,
That
and
hits.
one of them rolls a 9,
That misses.
Ooh.
and
Very
they
fancy.
do 1 point of damage.
I can absorb that.
So the other guys have figured out where you are from, and they start running up the stairs.
Sweet.
So that's their go. So 2 of them go running up the stairs. Your go.
My turn.
I think we need some battle music.
Yeah, what's this casual conversation in the background of our battle? Ridiculous.
Okay, I'm going to draw my sword and point it at the leader and say, "Come on now, you're clearly outclassed."
Right. Would you like to try an intimidation check
Yeah,
or
I'll
something
try an
like that?
intimidation check. Which I'm not going to succeed at. So I rolled a 12.
12.
It's not too bad.
All right. He doesn't look too phased by your. Did you draw your sword?
Yes.
All right. So he'll. Is this the leader?
I was looking at the leader, yes.
The leader. All right.
Milky-eyed guy.
Milky-eyed guy.
Yes, the milky-eyed guy. He definitely starts advancing on you, and he attacks you with his sword. Just a moment.
I have to pull up his character sheet.
Game rules and monsters. So he's a bit different.
Yeah, he's got that milky eye, you know.
Yeah, right.
And then the pirate gate, right? So, he's got pirate in the description.
What is his thing again? He is a bandit captain. Okay.
Sounds like levels to
Yeah,
me.
he's multi-combat.
All right, here we go. Okay, so he is got. Oh gosh, he's a little bit better than the rest of them. Okay,
Oh dear. What
So-
have I done?
Lucky you're the tank.
he rolls a natural 20
Oh dear.
Oh, that's
That's-
that won't help
Unfortunately.
anybody.
and does five points of damage.
Ouch.
Yeah, indeed.
And
So there's
Ormsgo.
so there's only one other person not busy at the moment.
So there's 2
2.
attacking him, 2 attacking
upstairs.
you,
One there.
1 attacking you. So there's
Yeah.
another. Oh, and there's 2 that
Two
are
asleep.
asleep.
So there's
Yeah.
one more.
So there's one
Okay. I want to go up to him and be like, "Hi, I'm Ohm," and use Shocking Grasp.
more.
So I am going to do Shocking Grasp. And that's only a 7, so it didn't work, so it looks like I'm actually just holding his hand.
So he's going to, well, he can't really do anything because it's not his go. So we go back to the top. Two of them in front of you.
Yeah, I'm gonna Eldritch Blast one of them.
Okay.
So it's just gonna, crackle out of me and zoom into the one that hit me.
Yep.
12.
A 12 is a hit.
Yay! And 1d10 force damage. 9 hit points of damage.
Ouch. Is it just 9? Just a
I don't think there's any bonus.
modifier?
Eldritch Blast. Yeah, no, just 9. Unless I get the. Oh, I don't know. Hang on.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
D&D Beyond will tell me.
It's right.
Come, tell me, D&D Beyond. Tell me what damage I do. No, don't update now. Oh, come on. Where are we?
So there's
Good actions.
so he's going to take 9 points of damage at least.
He is going to take.
But if there is any additional ones to that, he may go down.
No, just the 1d10. 9.
9 points of damage. All right. He looks very surprised as he's hit with a blast of energy. Do you want to describe it? Do you want to tell us how it manifests?
So essentially, it's kind of like a blue gold sort of flame and kind of covers them, and then kind of gets sucked into their skin and sort of like smacks them with it.
Nice.
Sorry, microphone, for that.
Yes.
Something.
All the people wearing earphones, but yes.
Like that. It's like
All right.
sonic damage.
Good. Kira.
Syra.
Sorry.
Alright.
Nice try.
I know. I'm going to get
He's
your
got,
name and
he's
your
got like
class wrong.
16 different spellings of it. He still says it.
I'm gonna give him a thwack back. I mean,
Yeah, go for
I'm
it.
gonna take my long sword and try and hit him with it. And I think I'm gonna succeed. I rolled 15, 21.
15. He's got an armor class of 15, so yes, roll your damage.
Awesome! I get to roll damage. That is 7.
Right.
Hit him harder than he hit me.
Ouch. Good. And there you go. So he tries to attack you again, and he fails. You've got 2 of them coming up to you.
Yep.
So they're on the stairs, and that's going to make it a bit tricky. So I think because they're coming up, they will.
He has the
attack
high
with-
ground, Anakin, so he should have.
He would-
They should have disadvantage.
He will attack with disadvantage.
Yep.
So
And if we're extending the Star Wars analogy, he has the advantage. I
That's
think
right.
that's Anakin. That's the quality.
So they roll. The first guy rolls a 1, and the second guy rolls a 19 and a 3. So they both miss.
Okay.
Oh.
But they are now, not able to be shot at with your bow.
Is the guy with the 1 trip?
The guy with the 1 can trip.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's make a dex check.
Fall on his friends and they both roll up the stairs.
Oh,
Oh, he rolls a 20.
The
He rolls a
comedy.
20, so he overbalances. But
Okay.
I like that your fight is very serious and grim, and mine is a Groucho Marx.
Yeah.
falling about. Good. So whose go is it? It is.
Still theirs, isn't it? I've got 2.
I've got one on there.
Oh, I skipped your go.
Ah.
My apologies.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll just take it that I'm at this point now. Yeah, great. Okay, so they might have tripped over, but I'm still not having the situation. So I run to the other side of the banister, and I'm gonna try to just like jump down gently to the lower floor.
Okay.
Yeah, so just like lower myself from the banister, go down. Just no, none of this.
An athletics check, if you wouldn't mind.
Yep. Is a 5 plus -1. That's a 4. That's what that is.
Maybe jumping down lightly is not the thing to do.
Just to really.
You land on a patron and a chair, and you take a 1 point of damage.
Sure.
Yeah, so that's why you've got the slapstick battle going on.
Yes.
Sorry. It's in keeping. Go about your business.
So that's your go, and then Gabby.
I'll go, let's try this again. So I use my other hand and try Shocking Grasp again.
Okay.
Let's use a different die. 13 plus 5 is 8. Plus 5 is 18.
Excellent. Hit.
Yay.
Yay, 8.
8 hit points of damage.
Yes.
Doesn't if they're wearing metal, are they wearing metal? Does it shock and grasp?
Oh,
I think it does.
I don't know. Do you want to look that up while we?
Or if they're
Well,
drunken,
we
because
move
it'll be
on.
like
Increases
lots
by
of
what?
liquor. They'll be in
You have
real trouble.
advantage on the attack roll if the target is wearing armor made of metal.
Right.
On a hit, the target gets 1d8 lightning damage and it can't take reactions until the start of its next turn.
So I don't think they're wearing metal
Metal anyway,
armor.
because they're
Yeah,
pirates.
it's
Why
fine.
would they
You
be
also
metal?
did the hit.
But
Yeah.
shake hands with all the metal-wearing enemies.
Yeah.
that come across.
Like, hi, I'm Ohm. Hi, I'm Ohm.
They're leather armor, yes. So
Studded leather armor.
no, no, unfortunately not. Murray.
Back to me. Oh,
Yes.
I almost don't want to waste an now. I mean, I know I'm a warlock, but I don't want to waste an Eldritch Blast if I almost killed him on one go. I might do something shockingly else.
A warlock doing something.
Something
else.
else. I know. I'm trying to
What
break.
other spells do you have?
And one of the things I read about warlocks is they come with, or well, tieflings come with thaumaturgy as a cantrip from,
Correct.
their,
Oh,
from
yeah.
their race, which one of it is a manifest of minor wonder. Your voice booms up to 3 times, which is what I used when I intimidated everyone in the square.
Okay.
The other one is you can choose harmless tremors
Yep.
or an instantaneous sound or flames. I'm going to make my fist burst into flames, just like the banner of the
Flaming
Hell Riders,
Fist.
the
Yes.
Flaming
Flaming
Fist.
Fist.
And I don't want to make an MCU quote, but essentially I'm going to ask that they join us and defend our brotherhood with my Flaming Fist.
Who are you asking?
So I'm making my fist flame, so
Yes.
anyone who is a member of the Flaming Fist who's not just us.
Right.
So at very worst, no one else joins the fight, but at least the pirates think someone else might be about to join the fight.
Yes. Yes. Right. Very good. Please roll
Intimidation
me
check.
an intimidation check
I will do that.
with advantage, I think.
Oh, loveliness, thank you. That would be a 23.
A 23. All right. So we're gonna roll a 14, so that's not high enough. All right. So they are shook to their core, and certainly it creates a spectacle where they're all looking at you, and the leader sort of grabs one guy who's
One of the
asleep
sleeping guys.
on the floor and says, "We don't want no trouble with the law." And sort of looks around the room. He looks at Tarina, but it's unclear whether whether he recognizes her or anything like that.
Right.
But he drags his fellow shipmate out, and you get the feeling that you haven't seen the last of them.
Right.
I arise from where I've sunk into that table, like, yeah, that's it, get out of here.
You take him and go.
I'll be like, it was really a nice meeting you. Have a good day.
So we didn't actually kill any of them,
No.
did we?
No,
yes.
no,
All
Not
right.
a single
No.
one.
One has a hole in his foot, 2 are sleepy,
Yeah.
and 2 are very hurt.
Yes.
Yeah.
2 of them were very, yes.
And 2
very
feel like
close.
buffoons.
Yeah. 2 are bruised and scraped, and
Yeah, and the other two just slept on the job.
That's right.
and the 2 on the stairs are clearly the last 2 out, so they're kind of like the really sort of slinking out, embarrassed kind of guys.
Like, oh, we didn't even
Sorry.
do anything.
Have a good night.
After they've exited, Tarina comes up to you and says, "Meet me in the back." And so she heads out.
We buy.
E3?
Ethan, correct.
We use our non-signal signals.
Yes.
To
That's right.
signal, not signal to each other that we're going to the back now,
That would be so hard.
and then surreptitiously, nondescriptly
Yeah.
move in that direction.
We just all look at each other in the eyes, like,
Yeah,
yes,
just-
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
You know what?
See
You
you
know what's
guys
Yeah,
happening.
that non-signal thing. Meet me in the back.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't understand.
No signal.
It's right.
Like, I'm
Your
so-
silence
I'm so
speaks
torn.
wonders.
All right.
All right, so she meets you in the back, and she says, "Thank you for your help. Very, very kind. But I think need to find another place to
I
reside.
think you might.
But as to the information you're after,
Yes,
Several
please.
blocks northwest of here is a public bathhouse with a walled garden and frolicking nymphs carved into the front gates. The followers of the Dead Three have been seen coming and going from this bathhouse, and I'm told there is a secret door inside that leads to a dungeon, and that is where your killers are hiding. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to collect my things. I shall be leaving Baldur's Gate as soon as the gates are unlocked.
And if we were to try and get in contact with you, what's the best way?
I don't wish to be found.
Okay. Well, thank you, Tarina, for the information, and I hope you find a safe home.
Sarah, I think from their countenance that they won't stop looking for me, but I shall try. She leaves the room, and you are there left to plot your next move.
Right.
You clearly know where the Dead Three, the followers of the Dead Three, are being holed up, and I think we'll find out what happens next time.
Hit the
On the
sound.
descent.
Hit the sound.
To Avernus.
Where's the dun, dun?
Where is it? Where is it?
Come on, oh.
Sorry. Oh, and it could have been a bit louder than that.
It's so lovely though.
Thank you for joining us. This has been episode 1, and we will put a link as soon as episode 2 is ready in the there'll be boxes
Description.
down there in the
Yes,
description.
in the
Might be
down
here,
there.
might be there, might be there.
Might be around us somewhere. Thank you for joining us. Please like, subscribe, and comment, and click the notifications button so you're aware of when the next episode is published. Goodbye.
Bye.